Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome back to Instructions for Humanity. When you guys come in today, please let me know if the sound is okay. And we are going to dig right into this very, very powerful message. I have lots of findings from this Lionsgate portal. I have lots of findings to tell you guys what has happened to us on a collective scale, what has happened to us, you know, as we move forward in our ascension journey. There has been lots of findings. So I would like to share that with you guys. And then we're also going to do a teaching about you are the karma. You are the karmic loop. This is what I discovered during this Lionsgate portal. This is what I discovered. Welcome in, everyone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the teaching, and then I'm going to come in the comments and answer some questions. So I want you guys to start forming some questions now. Also, too, guys, for the past 3 times I've gotten on here, there's someone listening that has an attachment, because I can taste when there are attachments, right? And when source tells me you need to get on, you need to get on, there's someone listening who has an attachment, and it is also to a collective attachment as well. So I know that we're going to be able to clear that this evening as well. Welcome in, everyone. It is Tahirah, Mother of the Ages. I am a supernatural quantum healer. I specialize in quantum healing technologies, my own form of rapid quantum healing, which is quantum telepathic hypnosis, quantum telepathic healing. If you'd like to book a session, just email instructions number 4, humanity@gmail.com. I'm also the author of The Great Expansion, a cosmic Bible for the ages. And you can pick this up on Amazon, and all the links will be down below. And let's go ahead and dig into it. So, we have been transiting through some amazing energies, right? I want to tell you guys what I've been doing for the past few days is literally past life karma has literally been able to get peeled off of us as a collective. And I'm going to share with you one of my past lives that I was able to heal during this Lionsgate portal. So I know the Lionsgate portal was a heightened time for manifestation, but I have a different approach. Everybody's approach is different. My approach is if you simply heal, if you clear out the stagnation within the energy field, biofield, right, auric field, then now you can join back into the wholeness, back into the interconnectedness of all things, and then prosperity by law is your portion. So we have to do the ascension work first, clearing all of that out, right? On a DNA level to now ascend, right? One thing I want to tell you guys of what I discovered is we are the karmic portal. It's us. This is what I discovered. It's not anyone else. It's not the friends and family that did you wrong. It's not even the generational curses. It's not even necessarily the past life strongholds. It's you, because everything is you pushed out. And how I discovered that we are the karmic loop and the karmic portal is that these karmic portals are mirrors. Everyone in your life should be a mirror to reflect. We're here to reflect, and we're here to expand. So we see what needs refinement, we cleanse it out, we crystallize that part of ourselves, and then we ascend and we expand, and we just keeps going on throughout the ages, right? And so how I discovered that you are the karma, it's because the mirroring. So if you are looking at a past life karmic event, then obviously it's something inside of you that got spewed out. So it's not just something internal, like something dormant in the DNA. It's not just that. It's something that got spewed out. So you acted this thing out, and now the karmic loop or the Lionsgate portal reflected that back to you to see what it is that you have done, what it is that you have energetically participated. And if you have energetically participated in it, then you have, whether it was physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, or energetic. Because we create these things called energy cords. And when the energy cord is attached to the event, then this is what cycles, because we had not healed it. We have not severed the cord, and everyone's talking about cut the cord, cut the cord. No, we must bring it up first. We must magnify it. We must explore the entire karmic event. And then what we do is we start to heal it. Then we detach the cord. And then we create a new life script and a new command to the subconscious mind, building a new template for success. Okay, so cutting the cords will not cut it. Get it? Message. So you are the karma. Let me tell you what happened to me. So I was talking with a friend. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday or the day before, right? And he was talking to me about something, and I wanted to say, congratulations. That's awesome. Congratulations. And in my inner, in my inner ear, with my inner voice, as I'm saying to him, oh, congratulations. That's great. In my inner voice, I said, that's amazing, John. John, that is just so amazing. And I was like, what? And I almost just forgot about it. But you guys know I read energy. So I said, nope, there's an energetic cord here. And I asked him, who's John? And he said to me, don't you remember? John is, because I did last year, past life for him. He said, don't you remember? John was me in a past life. And it's very interesting. I didn't remember that at all. I said, oh, interesting. I said, well, who was John? He said, well, John was a healer. And he started telling me about, about John. John was a healer, and this was, I'm not sure if this was the 1800s or so. And he said, I can remember healing this one lady. She came in and she was just malnutrition. She had gone through a divorce and she became malnutrition. I guess she didn't process the divorce very well. Doctors, so many doctors put her on all this medication, and she's malnutrition, and essentially she's dying. So when she came to John, John was her last hope. She had been to all the doctors, had done all of, the different methods. And so John figured out what was wrong with her, got her off of the medication, and got her back into a healthy state of being. And immediately, right before, now get this is how I confirmed that this was in fact me. And this is how I confirmed that this is what the Lionsgate portal was bringing up for me to heal. Before he could say, yeah, I just remember her being so thankful, my hands were already positioned like this, like in a very prayerful, thankful kind of way. So before he could say, yes, I just remember her being so thankful, I was already like this. And I knew that I was in fact her. And I knew that that was in fact John. And so I was talking to my healer from a past life. And that was brought up. And it really answered a lot of questions, right? And sometimes I always wonder, how can I just fast for sometimes, like, especially after day 3, I can just go on. I can just fast and fast and fast and fast, right? Because in that lifetime, I was malnutrition. So the event was the divorce that I went through. That's the event. We all have these events, right? These events link us to a past life, right? And so the event in this life was the divorce. The divorce led to me being malnutrition. So it's very interesting that I decided I'm not going to fast anymore, right? I'm going to reverse diet. And reverse diet, essentially what it is you just allow the body to reach a certain set point. weight. So yes, the weight will go up, but what you're doing is you're reversing the diet. So it means that what should typically happen in a reverse diet is the body will go ahead and receive all the nutrients that it needs. And once it gets to a certain level, then the body will now start to go back into what? Homeostasis. So I've just decided to reverse diet. And unbeknownst to me, I was already starting to heal this soul tear of being the malnutrition, right? By fueling with nutrition, right? Through reverse dieting. So that was very interesting. And I didn't say anything to him that day because I was like, I know this is me. Like, legit, this is me. And, the next day, he's like, I was John. That was you, wasn't it? I was like, yeah. He was like, that got you a little bit. I'm like, yeah, it did. That was me, but I understood so much of why I needed to experience that. It truly wasn't about the malnutrition. It was about the event. It was about not processing, right, our emotions. It was about either starving the emotion out or covering it up with too much fuel. And in your life, it's about the event. I want to remind you about that. So, anytime, this is how, when I say you are the karma, that thing was just waiting. It was already bubbling up to be expressed. And all it needed was the cosmic time clock is when the energy shifts. And we shifted into this Lionsgate portal, into this Leo energy, where now it was able to have a platform, to have an energetic code to now express that event. And it was very interesting. The live I did a few days ago when I did the live deliverance, guys, go back and listen to the light language ceremony. I listened to it and it is so healing. So I took that information from that event. And then I also went back and listened to the light language deliverance ceremony during the last live, and more past life karma started to just fall off. And I use karma as something unknown and unhealed. This is how I'm using karma. Because regardless of if it's good or bad, if you have an energetic cord attached to the event, then you can't fully move forward, right? And so after I listened to the light language ceremony, right, I saw three past lives. I saw one man, and I reckon that I was him. He was very strong. He was in the military. And it was like after the war, when you have to count the bodies, I just remember him saying, they're all gone. They're all gone. And he was just walking away. And he was very big. So this could be back in, I mean, he was massive. He doesn't look like a average human, right? Um, he was a powerful, very fierce warrior. But I remember the event for him in this past life was me, but it was him. The event was I lost everyone in this war, in this battle. Was it worth it to fight this war and to lose everything, everyone? So that came off. And then simultaneously, I saw two women, two Caucasian women, and they were kind of upper middle class, and they were just running away from their village or their town. And I understood that they had to flee. I also understood that in some regards, that was also me, right? Just fleeing, just sporadically. I don't know what happened, but it was something that happened that they instantly had to flee. And when I was younger, especially when I was living in LA, I was always moving. And I couldn't figure out, why am I always moving? It'll be like a few months or 6 months or a year, not even a year. It was just always moving, moving, moving. And I grew up in a very stable household where we literally didn't move the whole time I was, born to to left at 18, right? And so then, but when I was in LA, I was always moving, moving, moving. I was playing that out of that having to leave abruptly, right? Because I was still had the energetic cords attached to the event. So I'm telling you guys, the event brings up the karmic goo. So this loop, this 888 portal or affinity loop is a mirror. And what it truly did for me and also for the collective is bring up the events from past life. Now, it could have also brought up the emotional event, something in the pit of your stomach, an impression in the body. These are also events that you can't express, right? But through healing and through what I call psychic investigation, you can talk yourself through it to now take that emotional imprint and put a script to it so you can understand what happened. And when you understand the events, guys, this is so powerful. Once I saw that my lifetime, and I believe that he said my name was Mary in that lifetime, and he was John. But once I was able to know why it is that I had to experience that, it's like I can totally, it's like a whole part of myself has just been rearranged, but in a positive way. We have to understand the events. We can't just say move past it. I know that's the blanketed thing with in the spiritual community. Just go to a higher vibration. Just think at the higher level. I'm here to tell you that that's a tool and it does work. But the foundational things have to be dealt with. We have to see the event. We have to feel the event. We have to understand, more importantly, understand, why did I experience that karma, that karmic loop? Why? You guys have loops and cycles in your own life right now. Things that you keep repeating that you wish that you wouldn't, because it's attached to an event. And what an event is, it could be past life or this life just hidden within the subconscious. Sometimes you don't remember, but it's hidden within the subconscious. The event has an energetic cord to you here in this realm and the realm where it happened, or the spiritual body where it happened, or the lifetime where it happened. And so we have these energetic cords to the event causing karma. So when I say that you are the karma, you are the karmic loop, because you are the one energetically attached to the event. Okay? But during this very powerful time of this Lionsgate portal, I also got a message from Source, and I understood that, yes, we are the karmic loop, we are the karma, but what do we use to ascend? We use the energetic waste, the traumas. So, in one end, yes, you are attached to the event, but during this period of time, when the energy shifts, that's a cosmic time clock. This is when we do our ascension work, when the energy shifts. So every time you have these moon cycles and these portal dates, this is when the energy has shifted within the cosmos. And this is when it's more easily, able to be released, right? So we get to use these things as fuel, is what sources said. So imagine a karmic loop is that figure eight. You turn it on its side. One half of the figure eight is you, the other half is the mirror, the other half is the shadow to the event. This is what we just experienced, knowingly or unknowingly. We just experienced seeing our reflection. The loop is you, the energy that is you, and the energetic waste, which is all of the negative vibrations and frequencies that are attached to these events. And it just follows you until you turn around and face it, AKA shadow work, right? So I want to reiterate that. You are the karmic loop, the figure eight, turn it to the side. We have two circles here. All the energetic waste, all of the lifetimes that are unhealed, all of the DNA stagnation through generational curses, really unhealed trauma, all of the actions that you took against other people, all of the actions people took against you that you are holding on to, this follows you causing a karmic loop because we have not detached from what? The event, right? And so this was a very important time in that figure eight. You're going, right? You're just flowing. But then this time, this season, this Lionsgate portal made you turn around and face the other half, the other part of the figure eight. And it was a mirror. You were looking at it and you saw everything clearly. And that's why I literally was able to clear like 4 or 5 past lives during this time. It was amazing because it was compounded, right? From the last age, over 2,000 years. This is what this energy allowed us to do. And we can do this anytime. It's just easier to do it when the cosmic time clock shifts, right? But we can do this at any time. And so this is what we'll call shadow work, but it's a bit deeper than just that. It's understanding. I have been literally chucking along like a car, but in my exhaust pipe is all of the energetic waste that I am still connected to through being connected to the event, the past life event, the past timeline event, the thing that you did not get, the event. The event only is the event because you have an emotional connection to it, therefore creating a deep imprint. Enough of these events, these emotional triggers, they create a template. This is truly how you get what we call the ancestral traumas or curses, or even generational curses. It's because it's become a template. When something, too many events happen and they're unhealed, so you're chucking along, but it's the energetic waste that's going out of the exhaust pipe, and what you put out eventually comes back around. And this, during this time, we were able to see what came back around was all the things that we are still energetically attached to. But it's good because this energetic waste that was coming out of your spiritual exhaust pipe, you faced that during this time. And you can face it at any time. And now you can take that, expand it. How do you expand it? You sit with it. You don't wish it away, drink it away, eat it away, pray it away. You sit within the energy of it. And you can do it because you have a live wire to it, and it has a live wire to you. More importantly, it has a live wire to you. A tether is a soul tether. Absolutely. It is soul tethered to you. You are soul tethered to it. It becomes a soul tie. It becomes a spiritual megaphone. You're talking to it, it's talking to you. The event, we have to feel it in its entirety. Bring it back up from the subconscious. When you bring it back up from the subconscious, you should feel the event in the body. You might feel a headache from the event. You might feel a pit, something deep within your stomach. You might feel your heart changing rhythms. You will feel the event because the subconscious mind, we feel impressions within the body because our body holds the traumas, right? But when we pull out the traumas, we pull it out of the body, and let's just stick it over here for a while. Let's go ahead and pull that out, put it in this bubble over here. Okay, now we can work with it. Now we can ask it questions through what I call psychic investigation. Feel it in its entirety. I always like to bring in chromotherapy. If this was a color, what color would it be? You're going to know because you have that live wire, that energetic cord. Oh, if it's black, if it's brown, if it's red. If it's red, this may be a root chakra. You ask yourself, is this root chakra? Is this ancestral, right? No, it's root chakra. Then you just go through a series of questions to feel it in its entirety. And once you do that, you truly start to now reframe from the event. You bring in the reframe. We've already removed it. We hovered it over here. It's like you're at a restaurant, right? You know, If you ever waited tables, you at a restaurant, if someone doesn't like their food, you remove it immediately. You don't want someone to be sitting there with a plate that they don't like. You remove it and you say, I'm going to bring you something else. The something else has not arrived yet, but guess what? You've removed the plate, the thing that they don't like. This is what we do when we go in and do our psychic investigation. You remove that infliction, remove it. I'm just going to move it out of the body. And in your mind's eye, just put it in a bubble of light right here. Okay. Now we're going to do our psychic investigation to figure out a little bit more about the event, feel it in its entirety. Now we reframe that. We do activations or affirmations to now turn the negative into a positive. We push it out completely through our breath work. Breathing is how we release. It's really that simple. I can't make it more simple than this. And you sit within the breath as long as you need to until you feel totally oxygenated, because the breath, the flow is going to bring more oxygen to the body. The more oxygen to the body, we can now start to expand some of those dense energy centers in the body, and the breath will pull it out with the intention, right? We can also remove entities this way too. It's a little bit more of a process, but that's our starting point to doing that. But we have to detach from the event. So even if you've had a removal, if you go back and feel the, oh, woe is me, you start to talk to the event again. It's willing and ready. It's like, ooh, yeah, she's back. He's back. Nope. When we detach from the event, we reframe and we only go back to what we reframed, because that's now our new script, right? So this is your true path to ascension. I wanted to just let you guys know that. And yeah, do you guys have any questions? I'm going to go to the chat now. Hi, beautiful sisters and brothers watching from all over the world. If you have any questions, just let me know. And Holding Space is saying, yes, this is why I chose Holding Space. Avatar. Yes, Holding Space. Absolutely. And we're in a season, guys, of allowance. Allowing. So what does the allowing look like? The detaching from the event, right? And once we detach from the event, we're now back into wholeness. And the allowing is the flow. The allowing now is what gifts you with the allowance. So the manifestation, this is kind of like a backdoor method to manifestation, right? The backdoor method to manifestation is, let's heal these events. And so everything that was being withheld from you because the energy was stagnated over here can now be released, right? So if you've had a prior lifetime where the event was you losing a lot of money and you never forgave yourself, or your family in that lifetime never forgave you, then what do you think is going to happen here? You're going to probably get money and lose it. So when we now bring these past life memories up and we detach from the event after we feel it in its entirety, explore what it is. And then now we reframe, we create a new life script by giving new commands to the subconscious mind. And now we can now move forward and ascend past that. And the allowance, right? You're in the flow, you're in the state of allowing, and the holding space is part of that, right? Now you can get the allowance from source, the manifestation, because you have cleared up the energetic cord to the event that was stopping the flow, the money flow, the energy flow. It's really energy. And the energy is attached to the chi and the prana as well. So these events can truly not only stop the energy from flowing, which does affect the heart, right? Which does affect certain organs, which does affect the oxygen to the brain, which does affect expansion, which now lowers the field and makes you susceptible to things that are lower field, lower vibrational. And we can never manifest from a low vibratory state or a low vibratory rate. Heart rate variability is coming up. When that's not steady and at homeostasis, you're not going to manifest because you're still holding on to the event. If the heart rate variability is not at homeostasis, sources saying you on some level is attached to an event and it is knocking off your chi, it is knocking off the flow of the energy to recycle properly. And when you have stagnation over here, then it also stagnates something else because it's supposed to be flowing. It's like a tube that just flows and flows and flows. If there's an event in there, a few events, it just stops the flow. And then other things can't flow. Your manifestations can't flow. This is how it works. So the backdoor method to manifestation is we detach from the event, we heal it. And then now we hold space for even ourselves. And this is when you enter void. The void is, it's the oneness, right? It's not competing. It's not trying to be anything. It just is. It's the great I am. And even the color black actually holds all other colors. So that voided state is you really aligning yourself with the all. And this is how, when you allow, you receive the allowance from source. What is the allowance from source? It's a constant flow of income. This is what I call your spiritual line of credit, right? And, this is truly, truly how I exist. And I never thought that I would exist. And I'm not saying that it's not hard to exist, but the more we see this actually play out in a positive way, the more now the event we're attached to is positive, right? Because I see that I just stay in a state of flow. If I allow, I heal. When I heal, source now opens up through the allowance, right? After detaching from the event, through the allowance, I receive an allowance from the universe. And then that's how I pay my way in this life, through the allowance, right? But what did I have to do before? I had to heal. Had to heal to get it. Because in truth, everything is already yours. Because we're interconnected with all things. But we have too many of these events clogging up the flow. Instead of us like cycling back pure energy, we, in that spiritual exhaust pipe, right? It's just all that energetic waste and trauma from the events of the past, right? And so this is something that I'm learning every day. Sometimes it's not even about, to be honest with you, sometimes it's very interesting. Source wanted me to take a break, and I took a break. And I just follow source. I trust source fully and completely. But then you might think, hey, source, you want me to take a break? Well, how am I going to pay my bills, right? See, the thing is, source was working on me because I hold templates for the collective. So I was cycling through a lot of these templates and I was sleeping a lot. And a lot of these things, oh my God, I saw them just coming off in a dream state. Like humanity, we are doing great work. Because I'm a templated soul. Some of you are templated souls, right? And so we have to have more of that downtime sometimes to transmute a lot of these energies. And when I started to heal those things, it truly opened me up in a state of allowance. And then source gave me the allowance. So truly it's like I'm getting paid just to heal. That's what it's like. And it's not easy. It's a total life of faith. I'm not suggesting this for everyone. It's a total life of faith. But, but I've put the work in. And if you put the work in to heal, I don't just come on here and say heal. he'll ascend. I actually have to go and do it too. It's not a one and done. We go through healing seasons, right? I'm going through a healing season right now, which at the end of an age, because this age, the true transfer to that fully submits us into the new age, it's happening. And because Mother of the Ages is the one that helps remove the karmic loops and cycles, I got to be present for that. I got to be allowing for that, right? Because all of these things are cycling through my energy field and I'm transmuting them, right? And so I have to make my vessel, my essence, my spirit, my consciousness, my awareness available to do the work. Once you figure out what it is that you came here to do, this is how the universe will pay you to exist within that. It pays reverence to that because that's what you came here to do. Sometimes it's really hard for us to figure that out simply because, the I don't know, humanity or society will put their things on us and their templates and things that we should do. But when we just dead all that and we go within, and sometimes it takes time. I started my healing journey when I was 25. It's been 20 years. Yeah, it's not an easy walk. And we go through seasons of healing. And this season of healing I'm going through for the collective has been beautiful, it's been very beautiful. And then what? I'm going to have a rebirth. And the collective will have a rebirth, right? I'm right here with you guys. Everything you guys are going through, I'm literally cycling all that energy, transmuting it, and we are going to have a rebirth very soon. And it's going to be beautiful because I see all the work that humanity is doing, all the things that we are releasing. Even though it looks messy and chaotic, we're releasing it. We are. And sometimes we have to bring it up and allow it to be messy and chaotic for a moment, right? Because we have to see the event, feel the event, so we can now detach and reframe from the event, detach the energetic cords, and now create a new commands to the Akashic template. So when humanity stands up and we say, no, we no longer want this system where it's only good for the uber rich. When we stand up, we create a stamp in the one Akashic soul. And then enough of those create a new template. Humanity is creating a new template. And I'm so happy to be a part of it and to experience that with everyone. Very beautiful. All right, I'm gonna read the chat now, guys. So holding space. Cash Money. Hi. Hi, Cash Money. Very, very beautiful. I love you. I love you. Your soul is so gracious. It's so beautiful. Holding space says, Tahirah, please don't laugh. I still haven't found my dentures. Can anybody help me here? Somebody please help her. Baby girl, did you throw them away? I'm fearing that you threw them away. I Am Warrior says, I am seeing in my news that the ring of fire is activating. Yes, it is, guys, because we've been doing the work. All of this, like I said, all of the energetic waste, all the traumas during this very important time of this portal that we just cycled through. And I know people call it the Lionsgate portal, but the 888 portal is the end of the karmic loop. For me as Mother of the Ages, that's what it means. And so it means that we're facing that. And so in some regards, this galactic war that I talk about, it's coming. We are already starting to fight it. And yes, the ring of fire, if you look at the number 8, it is a loop, it is a ring. And it's because we are saying no more. And so we're ready to defeat this once and for all. Absolutely activating. Carolyn says that is so true. Once you understand the universe, just yes. And you hold, guys, you know what I do? I hold source to it. Don't be afraid to hold source to it, right? Because I'm like, source, if you told me I work for you, I've given my whole life. I'm doing this in my literally in my sleep. So hey, if I work for you, then I need payday. And it comes. And you know how God works. May not come when you want it to, but what's the old saying? It's always on time. It's always on time. And when you know that and you embody it, it's always on time. But not, so here's the shift. So this is what we do collectively. See, these are what the old folks used to say, right? Grandma and great grandma and them, right? Always on time. No, our generation is taking that and say, no, source goes before us, rolls out the red carpet, right? So the provisions now, we can create this template together. Let's go ahead and have source go before us with the flowers, with the red carpet. And so every step that we step is fruitful and that fruit multiplies, right? That's the reframe. You see what I'm talking about? The reframe. So even some of the things that our ancestors did or spoke about, or even our parents, in some regards, we need to start reframing those things because that's our programming. You get your programming from your parents, from especially when you're 0 to 7. You're heavily programmable, right? We're little sponges, little robots. So yeah, let's reframe some of those old school things. And we're upgrading, right? Our life script, our these templates that we've been living by. We're upgrading those things. All right, guys. I think that's all I truly wanted to say. Is there anything else that anybody needs in this moment? I'm going to pull a message for us really quickly. Let me know if there's anything else that we all need. Oh, you're more beautiful holding space. Look something up here. Okay, remember when I accidentally said horse? See, this is the difference when you are tuned in to the universe, you're tuned in to the vibration. You understand it has a certain resonance, right? I understand that that is a message, right? So I'm looking up here, spiritual meaning of horse. So horse can often symbolize freedom, strength, vitality. Horses can also represent passion, desire, and the drive to overcome obstacles. Depending on the context, horses can be associated with themes of transformation, mobility, and even death or afterlife, guys. Where we just started to talk about, guys, also endurance, right? Agility, physical ability. We were talking about detaching from the event, overcoming what the obstacles, vitality, right? Getting rid of the energetic waste, bringing in the oxygen through the breath of life, having more vitality, right? Transformation. This is just a confirmation, right, of the message. This is one to really hold and keep dear to us as well. Okay, I have a message for, it's either a message for someone here or a message for the collective, right? I like to think it's a message for the collective. There's something missing. There is, okay, give me a second because I'm doing some automatic drawing here. Writing. There is something missing. Something's going on in someone's sacral chakra. This could be collective as well. And it's attached to a karmic loop. Someone has an event that is attacking their sacral. And when they detach the event by filling into the sacral chakra, then they will now be able to recycle back all of that energy that's stuck within the sacral. This is collective. This is also individual too, but this is collective. So let me reframe this for the collective. The collective, there's something going on within the collective sacral chakra, which has caused the collective to experience these karmic loops. It also needs to be balanced. Feels like something is completely missing or hidden. I feel like it's a total being submerged in water where you're almost trying to get rid of something, right? But also that thing is starving what for oxygen, right? This is anchoring the collective into, I'm hearing a burning building. This is anchoring the collective. A burning building is just like cycles of loss, right? It's anchoring the collective in loss. And I know that the beautiful souls that are here on this chat right now, I want you guys to, with me, feel into that. Feel into this collective sacral chakra. And I think it's something that humanity is holding on to an event. We're holding on to an event. Let's go ahead and take some deep breaths in. And when we breathe in and out, I want us to do that from the sacral area down at the bottom of the stomach, below the belly button. Mm-hmm. What is it that humanity needs to heal from in the sacral? That needs to be balanced, that needs to be brought out of the water. That's causing the karmic loops. I'm truly getting it's the cycles that we've been on of oppressing, right? The cycles that we've been on of oppressing certain groups of people, no matter what group of people, even in regard to no matter your socioeconomic status, there's always a need for humanity to suppress someone. The suppression leads to oppression. This need to be above the next, whether it's on an individual scale or a collective scale, is literally causing an imbalance within the collective sacral chakra. And we are on a loop because of it. Funny thing is, when we do bring this event up, like what we're doing now, is the oppression, the suppression that leads to oppression. And then this affects everything, the flow of money, the outcomes, generations. The suppression is what is leading to the global oppression. This is also part of our energetic waste consumption. We are consuming, reconsuming this. It's being reaffirmed through people, through technology, through Google, the suppression of certain people, bloodlines, awareness, even people that have consciousness, even people that try to do the right thing. These naturopath doctors, you see them just going missing. People who really align themselves to whistleblowers, even people that have worked on plantations, people that I'm hearing the Irish as well. I'm hearing the potato famine thing. These are the events that are in our DNA. All of these things. There's a lot more. Anyone that has ever been suppressed to be oppressed, this is what our DNA is wanting to heal. We are submerged in the waters. So you are made up of spirit consciousness, right? The spirit consciousness is the loving waves of Mother Source. We are born with the substance of life. It's the water in your body. And right now, these events have been so deep down because of the suppression, leading to oppression, that it is literally anchoring us to this karmic loop, which feels like a burning building that just keeps burning. So, what it is through the suppression that leads to oppression, no matter how much we build as a nation or nations or galactically or globally, no matter how much we build, the building just keeps burning because we are attached to the event. What is the event? The event is always the suppression of one to uplift another. This is what is happening within our collective DNA. Every single person has this. And until we heal this, we need to reframe this, creating a new template in the Akashic soul body. Then, through this, we can now ascend collectively to higher form, higher awareness, higher thought, higher vibration, higher consciousness. So we want to detach from any feelings, guys, of suppression, even suppressing who you are, your true, authentic way of being. Let's release that through the breath. Take a deep breath in. Bring up the event, any event you have you're holding on to that cause you to feel less than who you are. And you can exhale it out. And these are deep and controlled breaths, guys. And not just any breath. We're going to cycle this oxygen and allow the oxygen to clear the stagnation within the body and the auric field and the bodies of consciousness. And so we take in a very big, deep breath in right from the base of the diaphragm. Bring it all the way up to the crown. We're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly release here at 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Release. And keep cycling those breaths just like that, bringing up any feeling of suppression, feeling less than, feeling not adequate enough to go and sit and belong in certain spaces. This is what severs us from the highest timeline of source. It's a suppression that we have within our DNA. Source saying everything that's going on with the migrants, it's not just happening to them. This is what the energetic waste that is cycling back. And it's not about, holding firm to the law, but it's about how it was done. It was done messy and without consciousness for humanity, without the love vibration. And therefore, it is energetic waste. And we need to release that. And we will not be a species of beings that will lower our field to suppress the ones who were already oppressed. It doesn't matter what they said to you, what they've done to you. You, if you truly have higher consciousness, you need to overlook that and understand that some people are in a constant loop of oppression because they are constantly recycling the DNA expression of the suppression of the less than energy, of the I don't belong here because I look and I have this, therefore I can't fit in, therefore lowering their field once again, recycling the negative thought form, lowering the vibration. And when you lower your own vibration, you now get separate from the highest divine lifeline, timeline that source has for you. And then you are attached to the event of sufferance. Sufferance is not your portion, and sufferance is stalling your manifestations. Man, I feast. Man, I feast. Station. That means that it just keeps going. Your manifestation is you just in your man state. Feasting. But what are you feasting on? If you're feasting on energetic waste, then this is what you get more of. This is what you are manifesting. We are always in a constant state of manifestation, of exploration. But many of us, the man I feast, we're feasting on the energetic waste. And until you clear energetic waste, there's no need to manifest man I feast, because you will feast on the energetic waste. And so we need to clear this as a collective, the sufferance. And what you wish for one, remember what the 888 portal taught us, what you put out there. Now you put out the energy. You took it from inside. And even if you didn't, you created an energetic cord to the negative thought form, to I don't like you because of this. You don't fit in here because you are this and you're not like me. When you other someone, you also are suppressing them. The suppression of the vibration leads to the constant oppression. And so this Lionsgate portal taught us that energy will cycle back around. We will have to face it one day. Let's face it now. Let's face it now. And I'm just going to do a clearing for any feeling of suppression, which leads to oppression. And then we can clear this karmic loop that humanity has been on, because we've had the need for speed, the need to be more than the other, when oneness is the answer to the manifest. Mamburutu karanata. Shinanare kirena mandireta. Shambona karalita mandireta bandireta. Shumbona karalambonireta. Mambuona shandireta. Bamburota nireta. Shandireta lirande nambandeta ni kerarada. Bambuona karanandireta niretete. Hikaranete. Hamburota karare yashane. Himonana karalirande tambande. Bambona shaniretta lirambandiretti caniretta. Shaniretta lirande, tadaran gerandiretta. Hamburota kiritamberetta lirate nerambandiretti. Hinarandiretta nireshanire mamuro niretta niretta. Hambona karemerete. Namburutu kandiretta shata. Bata karate. Nata. Recalibration. Breathe in and exhale out. Thank you, Source, for this divine meeting of the spirit mind. Thank you. We've just healed. We've just helped humanity. You guys are part of Mother of the Ages too. We just got out of that karmic loop. And now what we do every day is we reframe the sufferance, the suppression, right? We reframe that with the I am, the I am. I am more than a conqueror. Greater things shall I do, greater things that I am. Source is saying, reframe this with your I am affirmations. We can do that right before we go to bed. We can do that in the morning. We can do it all throughout the day. This is how we're going to reframe that. And so when we want to change something collectively we see happening in the world, this is what we do. We go to the event to now feel it, to now reframe, detach, to now expand. Okay. Awesome, guys. So I Am Warrior says, my pelvis is tilted from birth. Oh, it causes major misalignment. Blessings being sent to you, I Am Warrior, holding space, infertility for 15 years. I'm over it. Reframe that. Reframe that. Holding space. Hold space for that. Go into that sacral. Bring up the event. A lot of these things are linked to past life events, guys. Reframe it with your I am fertile. I am a mother. I am. You got to see it, got to imagine it. And when you imagine it, you got to go through every single sense. This is how we truly manifest. We see us holding the baby. What does the baby smell like, right? Even if you're changing the little poopy diaper, smell it. Feel how it feels to have that young baby. Feel the weight of the baby. This is how we manifest. We have to embody. We embody it, right? And then what? Now we just detach. We've already reframed. It's there. We detach. We hold space. And now, when the energy shifts again, when the stars align again, this is how we do it. Carolyn says, it's funny that you were speaking these words. I was in the middle of a healing session. Oh my God, with a pregnant woman. And we were saying the same thing. So I asked her if she minds listening. Thank you. Oh my God. And I'm so happy, Carolyn, that you are really utilizing what you learned in the class and you're healing people. That's amazing. And I'll say, hi, beautiful sister Sonia. And I think I've already gotten to everyone holding space, Carolyn, Gail, Cash Money, everyone that's listening as well. My screen name is the title of a hit song. Wow. Guys, if anyone wants to do an interview from if you've had a past life regression with me, if anyone wants to interview on the channel, I really want to start to bring that up because this is very important as we move out of this very important year of the 8 of the 9 rather, and then we enter, right, the next year or season or energy. We'll be starting over at 1. I want to start doing some interviews of people's past life regressions or even past life memories, because I do feel that this will really help us. And if anyone wants to book a past life regression, there'll be some links down below after this broadcast ends. You could also email me instructions number for it at gmail.com. And yeah, it's been a pleasure being here with you guys today. I love you so much. The birds, the bees, and yes, all of the beautiful trees, they all love you too. Love is the way, forgiveness, it is the key, and truth is the light that will always, always guide us home. Be well, guys. Be well. Bye.